Thinking about mowing the lawn soon? Check Channel 4's Pinpoint Doppler first. Only at WWL-TV.com. Fourth Down on 4, tonight on WWL-TV.
Good evening, and welcome to the Louisiana Lottery Show. Here are tonight's winning numbers. Play Mystery Bonus Bingo, the new $2 instant scratch game from the Louisiana Lottery Corporation. Top prize, $10,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Thank you for tuning in and playing. Don't forget to pick up your tickets for tomorrow night's drawings. All drawings are witnessed by legislative auditors.
WWL-TV, Channel 4, New Orleans. This is Louisiana's news leader. Channel 4's Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Patrick Evans. Karen Swenson has the night off. Well, it's a tragedy that's touched many. A North Shore woman, just 19 years old, driving a car when a police cruiser runs into her. 5 people were killed, all relatives of the 19-year-old. But now she may face negligent homicide charges. Tonight, though, community members and church leaders came together to rally behind the girl. And Jennifer Hunt explains.
Community members gather at Salvation Baptist Church, all here to support Nicole Wise.
Bad things happen to good people, but good people can bring good out of it.
Searching for good out of this deadly crash. May 21st, Nicole drives onto Shortcut Highway in Slidell, turning left right into Reserve Sheriff's Deputy Robert Muller. 5 children die in the accident. Tracy Wilburn lost 3 of her babies.
I mean, it's been very hard. I lost 3 kids, a sister, a cousin. It's been very hard. It seemed like the case was just dying down where it wasn't in the media. Now it's occurring again. I think now it's starting to be a racial issue.
Last week, a grand jury indicted Nicole and cleared Muller, despite the fact that Muller was speeding.
When you have a deputy that's driving 90 to 100, maybe more miles an hour without his siren and lights, he has an affirmative duty to protect the public, and he didn't do so.
These papers were given to us by the Wise family and their attorney. They say information here proves that Nicole shouldn't be prosecuted. According to these documents, Muller took his oath of office on December 12, 1998. Also from papers given to us by the Wises, the standard operating procedures put St. Tammany Reserve officers on a 6-month probationary period. Road certification rules say officers must be off probation and have completed 6 months with the division. At the time of the crash, Muller had 5.5 months and, according to the documents, should not have been driving alone on duty.
He should be blamed because he didn't give no warning that he was a emergency vehicle coming down the road. If anybody was going to be charged, he should have been charged. But that's not for me to say.
And for them to come down with an indictment like they did, it's not fair.
Why was Muller not charged with anything? How could they say that this is my sister's fault?
DA Walter Reed will get the final say on the case's direction.
Basically 2 choices. I can either refuse the charge, dismiss it, or I can go forward with it.
Reed calls the decision he's faced with difficult. He plans on having an answer tomorrow. Jennifer Hunt, Eyewitness News, Night Watch.
And while the grand jury did not indict Deputy Muller, District Attorney Reed can also decide whether Muller should face charges as well. Also on the North Shore tonight, another fatal accident. This time, St. Tammany Parish deputies say 1 person was killed in a single car accident. It happened around 8 o'clock on Davis Landing Road, just outside of Slidell. Deputies say they're not sure why, but the car headed eastbound crossed over the center lane and hit a utility pole. The driver was ejected and died at the scene. 2 other people were in the car, though. 1 person refused treatment, and another is being treated at the hospital right now. The victim's name is being withheld at this time. In other news now, there may be a lot of nervous people in HARAHAN tomorrow. That's when cops there could find out if they'll lose their job or lose part of their salaries, and residents could find out if they'll lose half of their police protection. This all stems from a budget battle so fierce that HARAHAN's police chief called officers into City Hall this afternoon to break the news to them.
That if the Board of Aldermen doesn't give us the money that we need to continue operating, it's left me no alternative but to lay off up to 17 personnel or cut your salaries by 35%.
The words from Chief Doyle, stern and direct, jobs and salaries in jeopardy. At City Hall, officers listening to grim details that could drastically affect their lifestyles. HARAHAN's mayor says it all happened like this. The board cut his $3.3 million budget proposal by $200,000, then overrode his veto. The police budget is then cut from more than $1 million to about $880,000. The mayor believes the moves are politically motivated against the chief and thinks it all should end.
It's time to turn the other cheek. It's time to deal with the reality of the situation, which is we have people who are employed by the city, decent people who have dedicated their lives to the city, and any political agendas need to be erased.
But there may be a plan to save the jobs, according to one alderman.
I've put in writing what we need to do to avoid any layoffs with our city, right here. This isn't smoke and mirrors, this is what it is.
What it is, about $200,000 he says he's found within the city's budget to save the department. Now the chief and officers hope it's not too little, too late.
I'm hoping that the council will see fit to put the money back into the budget that they underfunded me with. If they do that, we'll be able to survive till the end of the year. If they don't, I have no alternative but to lay off up to 17 personnel or cut your salaries 35%.
Right now, there are about 30 police officers on HARAHAN's police department currently. They should know their fate sometime after 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's when the HARAHAN Council meets. Now, with that on their minds, HARAHAN police officers are trying to track down two men they believe are involved in a carjacking, or at least an attempted carjacking. Police say the men tried to force two women off the road, yelled at them, and waved something at them, then told them to stop or they'd die. The women managed to get away and call police. Investigators are looking for two Hispanic males in their 20s driving a small white car. Now, anyone with information on this should call the HARAHAN Police Department at 737-9763. In the weather now, Hurricane Dennis continues to unnerve many. It's racking up a lot of activity right now along the Atlantic coast toward the Carolinas. With the storm about 150 miles offshore, conditions are expected to worsen overnight. Lisa Hughes has that story.
Hurricane Dennis is giving coastal residents a taste of his power. Tropical storm force winds are battering the Carolinas. Mobile emergency crews are on standby. And communities up and down the coast are coordinating evacuation plans. Homeowners on the North Carolina coast evacuated hours before the National Weather Service issued a hurricane warning. A storm surge in the next 2 days could cause flooding. The Tyler family was planning to move from North Carolina's Wrightsville Beach. Dennis is forcing them out early.
Well, we figured with the storm surge coming, it's better to go and get the stuff out now. Yeah. Instead of, we'd have to move it anyway, so may as well move the whole house.
Dennis is now packing winds of 105 miles an hour. It's a huge storm, about 160 miles across. And residents who may be in its path are warned its effects could last through midweek. In Myrtle Beach, businesses that would be getting ready for next weekend's Labor Day crowds are now preparing for a most unwelcome guest, hoping he never shows up.
Better be safe than sorry. Always better be safe than sorry.
Near Charleston, shrimp fishermen are leery of predictions Dennis might simply blow out to sea.
They predicted Hugo to turn 2, though, so we're just kind of hanging in and hoping for the best.
Amateur forecaster Kyle Herzog is optimistic.
What do you think? I think it's probably going back out to sea. Yeah.
There is still a possibility Hurricane Dennis will veer to the east, skirt the coastline, but never come on shore. That's what residents are hoping for, but they know this is a big storm, and at least for the next few days, they will be dealing with rain, high wind, and possibly even flooding. Lisa Hughes, CBS News, Cherry Grove, South Carolina.
And if that's not bad enough, more bad weather could be in store for parts of the Midwest and Northeast. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting November and December to be stormy times for that part of the country, with more than a foot of snow in the last week of this year predicted. So what about us here in the Crescent City? What's in store for us? The question is, could we get any rain right now? Let's find out. Brad's in the Weather Center with first weather. Hi, Brad.
Maybe I should go grab the Farmer's Almanac real quickly, but normally we don't really pay attention to that too much. It's fun to look at those. Oh, no snow in our forecast, but a little bit of shower activity out there right now. We'll take a look at pinpoint Doppler radar. We'll see a few showers around the Baton Rouge area as well as northwest of Biloxi and down towards Houma and Grand Isle. We'll zoom in a little bit closer down near the Gulf, and we'll see a few scattered storms, and these are just very light showers, maybe putting about 1/10 of an inch of rain on the ground, and maybe some frequent lightning. Other than that, things are going to continue to clear out this evening, and tomorrow we actually might be a little bit cooler, but I promise we do have some rain in the forecast by midweek. I'll have all the details on that and Dennis's track coming up in a little bit.
Brad, I always thought you used the almanac. All right.
Normally I use a dartboard, but you know, I got the almanac in here now.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thanks.
Okay.
Well, still to come on Eyewitness News Night Watch. Construction work at one local school could pose a problem for some students and parents. Tonight, hear what the parents and kids have to say. Plus, it started out as a thrilling ride and ended in tragedy. Now authorities look for the cause in a deadly roller coaster accident. And later in Ramallah, Ronnie is seeing double. It's twins and more twins.
It may very well be the perfect place for your baby. A nurturing place that can protect her from harm as she makes her way into the world. A place that gives you peace of mind and your baby the best possible start. Have your baby where special deliveries are made daily. Tenet Hospitals of New Orleans. Call 1-888-TENET for you.
At Toyota's National Clearance Event, you don't have to wait to get great year-end values and low financing on a huge selection of 99s. Tacomas have 1.9 financing or $1,500 cash back. And while you're there, check out the all-new full-size Toyota Tundra. So don't wait to drive the Toyota you've been wanting. Your Toyota dealer will make it happen for you.
It should be back to school for students at Valina C. Jones Elementary School tomorrow. Because of renovation problems there, the school didn't open on time last Thursday. But tonight, some parents are still concerned. They're wondering if the school will ever be ready, especially by tomorrow. And some kids feel cheated out of their education.
Yeah, they had holes in the wall, on the floor, rooms not finished, classrooms not ready, stuff all in dust, you know, everywhere. It just basically wasn't ready. It's supposed to be working this whole weekend. That's what I heard.
Could have been learning in school.
What have you been doing?
Playing.
What have you been doing since?
Playing. Playing with my friend. I think I could have been learning something in school.
Now, school officials say Jones will open tomorrow, even though there are some people who say they're going to try to keep it closed. They say they'll try to make a human chain around the school to keep kids out. They believe it's still unfit to open. Well, here's an update on some other stories we're following tonight. New Orleans police are looking for clues in the murder of a 29-year-old man tonight. Police say the victim was gunned down while riding his bike near the intersection of Conti and Claiborne. The victim's name has not been released. Authorities in Ocean City, New Jersey are trying to figure out what caused a deadly roller coaster accident at an amusement park. A mother and her 8-year-old daughter were killed when their car slammed into another car. And wildfires in Southern California are keeping firefighters busy. So far today, 23 large fires were burning, and a total of more than 247,000 acres have burned. Close to 12,000 firefighters are battling blazes throughout the West. Well, coming up, Brad takes a look at the tropics, plus our work week forecast. And in tonight's Ramallah, it's twice the fun. Ronnie Vergitz is seeing double.
Buying a car is like taking a test. You want to be prepared.
So now this intrigue comes with a V6, ABS, and a vehicle security system. Yes, I knew that.
Go ahead, do the research, and while you're at it, check out the award-winning Intrigue and the entire line of Oldsmobiles.
You've obviously done your homework. I know cars.
The Oldsmobile Smart Choice Sales Event with great 0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back on every '99 Intrigue for a limited time at your local Oldsmobile dealer.
You don't need much in your pockets, just 99 cents for Wendy's delicious quarter-pound double-stacked cheeseburger, made fresh so it's hot and juicy.
Excuse me, this must be yours. There it is.
Get one today.
Wendy's late night, get it right, have a bite, everything all right. Wendy's late night.
From 99-cent chicken nuggets to Biggie fries to cool, creamy Frosties. When hunger hits, remember, Wendy's rules the night.
Right now, see more trucks than an all-night diner during the GMC Summer Convoy. Pickups, SUVs, and family vans. 2 million tons of professional-grade trucks designed better than they need to be. Like the GMC Sonoma with an advanced suspension system for precise handling, loaded or unloaded. Get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on a 99 Sonoma. This is one Convoy you don't want passing you by.
Coming up on the show all next week, we'll be talking about hurricane preparedness, what you should know during this hurricane season. Also, we'll meet the Deputy Prime Minister of Ireland. Join us Monday.
All right, who needs Brad when you have the Farmer's Almanac?
Exactly. I pulled it out since we had the story on it, and it doesn't look like a foot of snow here in New Orleans, but we are going to see a little bit of rain by midweek, but tonight things are looking dry. First of all, though, let's talk about Dennis. Dennis appears to be strengthening a little bit in the last couple of hours. There's been some reports from, let's see here, this is an area just off the South Carolina coast of 31-foot waves and 23-foot swells with 85-mile-an-hour gusts, and that's some indication that this storm is beginning to strengthen a little bit. But another thing to notice is, check it out, it's moving to the north and east. You can pick it up here slightly, making that churn that we were expecting over the last 12 to 24 hours. The only problem is it's not going to make landfall, it looks like, but it's so close that it's going to be piling up the water. We know in hurricanes, winds don't kill, water does. So that's something they're going to have to keep an eye on here along the coast, because sustained winds of 80 to 90 miles an hour are going to pile that water against the coast, and that's when we could see some coastal flooding. You can see the radar here. Here's the eye. Good news for everyone. It's starting to make that churn off to the north and the east. Bad news is some of the models have it stalling out and then heading back towards Chesapeake Bay, where there's already tropical storm watches up. The currents as of 10 o'clock are 32.5 north, 77.8 west. It's moving northeast now at 14, so it's speeding up a little bit and taking that easterly turn. Winds are 105 miles an hour, and the barometer has dropped a little bit out there. Now the pressure's down to 963, and that's 28.44 inches of mercury. We take a look at the water vapor loop, and we can see what's steering Dennis right now. This humongous trough coming out of Canada right now is diving to the south, bringing chilly air to the Great Lakes and forcing Dennis out to the east. Today, our weather was dominated by sunshine, except for a few storms kicked off by this little swirl in the clouds. That was the upper level low that spawned some strong storms off the coast. And we can see here on the Doppler radar, see that rotation there? You can pick it up awfully nicely there. The storms just kind of fired up right around the low, but they weren't really widespread because the big limiting factor was there wasn't a lot of moisture pushing in, very dry except for down near the coast, and that's why they saw most of the shower activity. As we take a look at what's going to happen tomorrow, well, we have this front to the north that's going to push Dennis off to the east. We'll put this into motion starting at 7 a.m. Keep an eye on a little upper level disturbance coming out of the Rockies, slowly moving to the east. For the most part, we'll see sunshine tomorrow, a high near 94, but about a 10 to 20% chance of showers and storms. That is going to increase, though, as we head through the middle of the week. Let's take a look at our weather link for tonight, and we'll see temperatures down in West Thibodaux about 80 degrees, so not too bad. Humidity 70%, and they didn't see any rain down there today. Currents here in the city, 81 at the airport, 81 in Audubon, and 79 in Slidell. For tonight, though, we're going to see temperatures on the cool side, especially on the north side of the lake, 70 to 75, which isn't all that cool, but cooler than it has been, 75 to 80 on the south shore. As we take a look at your forecast, as you wake up tomorrow, partly sunny skies, a high near, well, 90 to 95, only a 20% chance of afternoon storms. And a look ahead shows those rain chances do increase Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is some good news for people who have been waiting for some water for their lawns and garden. And if you're heading out on the lakes, it looks like pretty nice weather for the next couple of days. We'll keep an eye on those thunderstorms and your tides. Oh, they're ranging about a half a foot out there, and temperatures in the Gulf and the lake, 88 to 89 degrees.
All right, thanks, Brad. Well, it's 10 times 2 at one local high school. Tonight, Ronnie Vergitz does a double take and takes some stock in some very special twins in tonight's Ramallah.
In a way, they're like shoes. They look an awful lot alike. If they're not paired up, something important is definitely missing. They say that for every one of us, there's a look-alike somewhere in this world. But some of us don't have to look too far to find such a person. Like Colette and Courtney Slavich, Marguerite and Michelle Dayton, Kelly and Kimberly Smith, Lauren and Devon Poneroff, Jan and Julie Landry, Natalie and Nicole Ferreira, Megan and Aaron Shaw, Katie and Christy Burgess, Amber and Renee Hemel, Megan and Shannon Milliken. There are no less than 10 sets of twins currently enrolled at Dominican High. And each set, by their very double-take novelty, reminders of the incredible miracle that is the recreation of life itself.
Shaw, Smith, Smith.
How and why twins happen is still a mystery to scientists. And we all secretly respect things that stump scientists. Maybe there's sort of a marvelous burst effect. Twins are two watches keeping the same time, but sometimes one slows a bit.
Twins are two different people. Like most people think you're one person, like you're a unit, but we're two different people.
Studies show there's both competition and love. Even within the crowded womb, they do fight. They do kiss, too. How could they not? They're two people who know each other as long as it is humanly possible to know someone.
We couldn't have a guy come between us too. No, it's like, okay, just drop the guy because I'd rather be with my sister. It's not that.
Sometimes that bond strikes us as odd.
We have fillings in the same teeth. Our dentist thought that was a little weird, but
even a little creepy.
We're psychologically linked and we're all coming after you.
Though twins are less alike than people think.
My parents favor me. I don't know why.
Cause she's the youngest. And well, I mean, even though I'm only older by 1 minute, she's still the youngest of the family.
And she always thinks that she can boss me around just because she's a minute
But I'm older. But I am older.
It's a minute. I mean, a minute.
A minute's a minute to me.
Twins raise the question of what the self really is. We struggle all our lives with the notion that we're unique. And then suddenly you're looking at yourself across the table, experiencing you almost the way others must experience you. You can feel your specialness slipping away sometimes. So you emphasize it.
She would make me go and change my clothes.
She would always I would come out in this cute little dress and she would go and put that same one on and it drove me nuts. So I was like, you have to go change. You can't wear the same thing as me because that's just not right, you know.
I think the best part about having a twin is that you always have someone there that you can talk to and express your feelings with.
I've never met twins that don't get along. I think it's twin thing to have a bond. Never fighting.
Ronnie Burgess, Eyewitness News, Night Watch.
This Eyewitness weather forecast has been sponsored by Compass for Kids.
We brought you the compact pickup ranked best in initial quality. The next Neon with a lot more to love and sophisticated technology you can afford. Now, here's what's new from the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance. Buy with 0 down and make 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, cash allowances up to $1,750. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
There are those who just don't do business as usual. Instead, they focus on what they do best and let the world keep up with them. At Actel, we streamline business communications, merging voice, internet, and data service into a single, powerful advantage. And when you change, we change fast. So you're free to concentrate on the real business at hand, whatever that may be. Actel Integrated Communications. Freedom to do what you do best.
Pontiac Summer Challenge. Your Pontiac dealer challenges you to find better incentives, bigger selection, more driving excitement. Now, get unprecedented 0% APR financing on all new 99 Grand Am, Grand Prix, Sunfire, Bonneville, Montana, and V6 Firebird models. Or choose big cash back, $2,500 cash back on Bonneville SE. The unbeatable rate or big cash back. Now's the time to take the Pontiac Summer Challenge. See your Performance Pontiac dealers.
Color Place paint works great in Alaska. Yep. It can get real cold. I mean really cold. Yep. I'm Kent. I'm Mark. And we're house painters from Wasilla, Alaska. Been painters for 15 years and brothers all our lives. Yeah. We usually buy most all our paint at Walmart. Yep. We like Color Place paint because the price is right. You can match just about any color you can think of. Their warranty is 15 years and it holds up to these harsh Alaskan conditions. If you can use it in Alaska, you can use it anywhere. That's right.
Get into your Mazda dealer's Zero In on Savings Closeout event. For low 0% financing on every 99 Mazda. There's never been a better time to save, so hurry in. Get 0% financing on every Mazda B-Series truck, or save big with $1,500 cash back during Mazda's Zero In on Savings Closeout event.
It's the day after preseason game number 3 and a day right now to reflect.
Yes, and a day to look ahead as well. Why don't I take this opportunity to promo Thursday here on Channel 4, pregame for the Saints in Nashville, 6:30. Game here on Channel 4 at 7. And they hit into that Nashville kickoff without Ricky Williams, Willie Rofe, and Billy Joe Hobart. The hope is all three will be ready for the opener against Carolina. Billy Joe was able to spark the offense to the tune of 17 first-half points in his first preseason action. He shook off some early rustiness, but was not able to shake off Santana Dotson on that hit right there. Billy Joe, with the fractured rib, says he'll be okay, adding it was nice to finally hit the field.
I love the guys on this team. There's not a person on this team that I dislike. So being down here has actually been more of a comforting thing than anything else.
I think we ran the ball pretty good. I was impressed with Lamar Smith. Thought he did some good things. I was impressed with the ad-libbing that Billy Joe did, and I think he got the ball to some different people. Yeah, we missed some plays, but, you know, we're not perfect.
More Saints coming up on 4th down on 4. Archie in the studio to look back. Who starts at Tulane under center? We'll explore that. Mike Hoss also talks prep football as well. Don't forget this Friday, debuting our 4th down Friday with high school football. Off-field problems have resurfaced for the Dallas Cowboys. This time it does not concern the players. Owner Jerry Jones faces a fine and 6-month jail term after he drove away from a police officer that was writing him a speeding ticket. His team played on the field tonight. Getting the 2-time chance from Denver. Dion a spectator in this one, but not Emmitt Smith, who spins free. This plus 29 plus a touchdown. The Cowboys add to their early 3-0 advantage. Then Troy Aikman goes up top and finding Wayne McGarity, who does the rest of the work here. This covers 41. Cowboys are winners over the Broncos 22-12. The Diesel will be back on track. The Dolphins say today that Cecil Collins' ankle injury is not as bad as first feared. He is day to day. Speaking of bum ankles, that's the case for former John Curtis star Jonathan Wells for Ohio State, hurting the ankle, but Ohio State didn't need him here. This Michael Wiley in this covers 70 yards, though Wiley would not have the speed to get into the end zone. It sets up a field goal. The Canes up 7-3 early. And how about here? Santana Moss makes the play here from Kenny Kelly. Moss, the underthrown reception here, and then he wiggles free. This covers 67. The Canes pull the upset of the Buckeyes, 23-12. Here's your final. And talk about paydays. How about Tiger Woods cashing in at the World Golf Championships in Akron? First place means $1 million. Woods had to sweat this one out, though not early. Tiger here. The approach on the very first hole, this helped set up Bird. He was at 12 under through the first hole there, but on 10, Phil Mickelson, part of his hot run. The Bird there, he got to within 1 stroke of Woods, but here on 17, this just about seals it for Tiger. The birdie will chirp for him. Woods finishes up at 10 under par, and check out the paydays there. $1 million for Tiger, not a bad payday for the runner-up. Over $500,000 for Phil Mickelson. How about WNBA conference championships in the East? New York evens up things with Charlotte in the West. Houston all over Los Angeles. World Track and Field Championships from Spain. And how about Michael Johnson anchoring the 1,600-meter relay? They do it in a time of 2:56.45, the year's fastest time, 7th best ever. The 3rd straight USA title anchored by Mr. Johnson. Mo Green, he's moving right there. He anchors the 400 relay and ripping through the final leg in a sizzling time of 9:12, his 3rd gold in Spain. Babe Ruth, 13-year-olds. Let me correct the score. We were told 13-5 earlier. Our local kids lost to Tallahassee. The final there was 7-5. They come up 2nd best. Zephyrs tonight doing in Nashville. The final there 9-2. Astros are winners from the majors. The Reds lose, so the Stros add to their central lead. And how about Diamond play under the lights? This Sammy, his LA story is home run number 54. He does it in game 129. So Sosa ahead of his pace last year. And you know what? He's ahead of McGuire's pace as well from last year, so we'll see if Sosa can keep up the pace. He has plenty of baseball to come, but McGuire still 3 back of Sosa overall now.
All right, thanks, Jim.
All right.
And we'll be right back.
Miss a big story while you were out of town? Check a week's worth of archived newscasts. Only at WWL-TV.com.
Summer's the best time to get out and see the sights. And you can really get out there this year with the Jeep Summer of Fun going on now. Head to your Jeep dealer today, and for a limited time, qualified buyers can get 0 down with no payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock. But these 2 great offers are only for a limited time. So hurry in for these incredible deals today, before the Summer of Fun is just another memory. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
You shouldn't have to overpay just because you're a big or tall size. After all, life's unfair enough as it is.
The Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
If you were in an accident, if your life flashed before your eyes, what would you miss the most? Holding hands? Laughter? Or the opportunities yet to come? We're here to try and make sure you don't miss a thing. Tenet Health System. Life. It's what we do for a living.
Finding a good business consultant was easy with the Real Yellow Pages. Now I need a good idea where to meet for lunch. They even show their menu. Your credentials really impressed me.
Thanks, Dixie. Okay. First location is vital, then we'll determine necessary capital improvements, depreciation, analyze staffing factor, and merchandise mix, inventory control, and replacement, which of course will impact on turnover speed. Any questions so far?
The Real Yellow Pages from Bell South. Get an idea.
Do you charge by the hour or by the word?
The golden city of El Dorado vanished. Gold doubloons lost at sea. The goose that laid the golden egg, dinner. Now there's the Lexus Golden Opportunity. Don't let this one slip away. You'll find the Lexus of your dreams, including the luxurious LS400. Whether you buy or lease, values are incredible. But hurry, the Lexus Golden Opportunity ends September 6th at Lexus of New Orleans.
And we end this evening with a riddle. What's wiggly and jiggly, but is cool and fruity? Brad? Jim, anything? Any answers? Answer is 680 gallons of gelatin, and it's just a little slippery as well. This weekend in Houston, Texas, the Leukemia Society held its 21st annual world's largest gelatin slide. Some kids thought wearing superhero costumes would make them gelatin sliding legends, but the participants are already superhumans. Proceeds from the fundraiser help leukemia patients. And that's our news. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. We'll see you again next weekend.
They haven't seen it yet. They're bound to say something.
You know them. Never at a loss for words.
Chevy Silverado. More headroom, legroom, and more maximum towing capacity than Ford F-150 or Dodge Ram 1500.
So where do you want this stuff?
The new Chevy Silverado. It's the truck, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Act like they've never seen a truck before.
Plus, Silverado comes with this attractive Smart Buy.
It's Kirschman's pre-Labor Day sale and clearance. We're clearing out every department to make room for the new fall merchandise, so you can save 40, 50, even 60% on overstocks, floor samples, and one-of-a-kinds. And you'll find savings for every room in your home, from name brands like Thomasville, Kincaid, Lazy Boy, Sealy, Whirlpool, Zenith, and Pergo. But you must shop this week only during the pre-Labor Day sale and clearance, only at Kirschman's, where quality is priced right every day.
Toyota's national clearance event. Take action now and find great year-end values and low financing on the last of the 99s. Now's the time to get a great deal on Toyota Corolla with 2.9 APR financing, or get $500 customer cash back. Get the Toyota you've been wanting. Your Toyota dealer will make it happen for you.
When you need shelter from the storm, RoofTech is on top of your needs, bringing 20 years of experience home to you. Fully bonded and insured, RoofTech provides the entire Gulf South with reliable service and quality products from sources such as Owens Corning and Royal Crest Building Products. RoofTech can install risk-free roofing, siding, insulation, patio covers, and windows with watertight warranties. You can depend on RoofTech, so call today, 834-ROOF, for a free estimate. 834-ROOF. RoofTech is your shelter from the storm.
It's about summer and driving down the road, but most of all, it's about to come to an end. Don't miss getting into your choice of an award-winning Chrysler or Plymouth car or minivan. It's about the best ways to buy now. For a limited time, get zero down on any new Chrysler or Plymouth with no payments for 90 days. The Chrysler Plymouth Summer Clearance. It all ends soon. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Catch 4th Down Fridays here on Channel 4.